Hello everyone, my name is fWhip and welcome back to another episode on the InfinityCraft server. And today we're starting out this episode in the big harbor district which we added last episode. And I am still super happy with this build. However, today we are going to be heading to the Nether to build a massive fortress so we can turn this kingdom into an empire. But first, I am running very low on building supplies. I mean, look at this. These are dangerously low levels of spruce. And I think it would be really cool if we used the same block palette that we have going in the overworld to sort of signify that it's the same kingdom. And so I think we need to gather some materials. The first material I need is spruce. So let's get chopping. And now I want some oak. And now, I really need some stone. Alright folks, I finished gathering resources and wow, that was a lot of resource gathering. However, now it's time to find a location for my nether portal, and I think it would be really funny if I put it just sort of along the street. Alright, and here we go. Time to see what our nether spawn is. Alright, this is some pretty fantastic terrain, so I'm gonna head back to the overworld, grab my materials, and we'll begin preparing for this build. Oh, and there's so much gold. And I suppose I should also repair my tools. What are you doing, sir? What? Alright, my tools are all squeaky clean, my materials have been boxed, and now I think I'm ready to get working. And first we need to start by patching all the scaries around here. Alright, all the scaries have been removed, and now I just want to flatten out this terrain a bit. Okay, folks, one dead pick and 9,000 netherrack later, this terrain is pretty flat. And I think these cliff structures surrounding the place actually look really cool now. But I suppose my pick needs a bit of a repair. And I think I'm going to need some diorite, some granite, some cobbled deep slate, and probably some cobblestone. Just so I can lay out some plans for the castle. So first, I think I want to have two big towers serving as the entrance. So this is a fantastic start, but it wouldn't be a castle without walls. So let's get planning those. Alright, this has got to be one of the craziest projects I've ever planned for one episode. Because it's the entire castle, walls, and structure, and then the whole village within it. But I think in the end, this will all be worth it. But I think it's about time we got working, so I'm just going to start by building up both of these towers. Alright, I'm actually really liking the shape of these towers. However, I wanted to use deep slate on the roofs, but I forgot to grab any. Okay, I think this entranceway has come together absolutely fantastic. And one of the many benefits of using stone materials is that it's blast proof. But next, I want to begin working on these front towers and front wall segments. So let's get working. Alright folks, I really like how this tower in particular came together. I just think the very simple shape and squared off sides look really nice. But now we need to work on this tower, and this is the tallest tower in the entire castle, so it's going to cost a lot of stone. But I'm excited to see how the very simple square shape comes together. So let's get working. Alright folks, I actually think this tower is one of my favorite things I've built in this video so far. However, looking at how much stone I have and how much of this I have left to complete, yeah, that does not add up, so we're going to need to go get some more stone. Okay folks, got myself a ton of stone and also a ton of junk. And now I need to repair my pickaxe. And to do that, I think I'm going to need to go AFK for a bit. Alright, got all the stone, repaired my pickaxe, and now we can finish up the wall. Okay, I'm actually really happy with how that roof specifically came together, and now I want to work on the main keep here. Also, what on earth happened there? And first, I just want to get a very basic shape laid out. Okay, I'm actually really liking how this has come together. I know it's a bit boxy right now, but I think once we get a roof on here, and especially on the inside, once I get some other structures surrounding it, that should sort of go away. Speaking of a roof, I have no clue what I want to do. Because this is such a large area to cover, it's going to be quite challenging to make a roof that looks good. But I do have an idea in mind, so let's get working. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I just had a huge burst of inspiration. What if I used nether bricks as the main roof material? But first, I need some coal. And now we wait. Trading. Wow, okay. This roof turned out a whole lot better than I thought it would have. I don't know, it just adds a lot of depth to this otherwise boxy building. But now I want to begin working on these buildings I have planned out here, starting with this one, which I envision to be a sort of barracks. Alright, I think this has actually come together quite nice. It's a fairly basic build, but then again, it's just a barracks. But now I want to work on this building, and I think this is going to become a blacksmith. But for right now, we're just working on the basic structures. Okay, so I didn't want to make this another brown roof, so I thought I could go grab some of the warped wood. Alright, something about this just looks like a blacksmith to me. I don't know why, but there's just something about this shape that looks like weapons would be forged here. But now I want to work on this building, and honestly, I have no ideas for this one. But let's get working. You know, after a bit of consideration, I've decided I don't really love the blue roof, and I think I'm going to swap it out for some deep slate. And finally, the last structure we have left to build before we can start adding details is this one right here. And I feel like I want this to be another barracks, considering this probably isn't enough space for all the soldiers that will be occupying this castle. But I will need to go grab a little bit more deep slate for the roof. Alright, now let's get working. Alright, really loving how this roof came together, but this style of roof always looks good. But now I want to go around and add some sort of dividing walls and things just to sort of separate out the different areas of the castle. So something like this, and now I want to work on the grounds in and around the castle to make them a bit more dynamic and also to spawn-proof them because I'm getting a little tired of hearing these guys around. And it'll also make the ground a bit more ghast resistant. Alright, this fairly simple addition has completely transformed this castle. This feels so much more complete now that there is, just a floor rather than just netherrack. So yeah, I feel like it looks a lot nicer now. However, what is a castle without a gate? And yes, I do realize it's sort of impossible for a gate to exist right here, but we're just going to forget about that. Also, do not ask about the chickens. I don't know either. And I think if we use dark oak fences combined with nether brick fences, we can create a pretty cool effect. The gate does still look a bit wonky, so if you do have any ideas, please let me know. But I do still think it looks like a very formidable defense. So there are a bunch of mobs in boats a while back. I wonder if this is related to that. However, the last thing I want to work on is sort of turning this gap right here into a hill that just slopes up so we can make our nether portal look like it's a crack in the hill. Something a bit less out of place. Thankfully, I still have a ton of netherrack, so let's get terraforming. Alright, I was not expecting this to turn out as natural looking as it did, because I'm usually not very good at terraforming. But yeah, this looks a lot better now. It's not a big change, but it makes it look a bit nicer. But that just about wraps up today's episode. We have done so much, starting with a barren, flat piece of land and building up a mighty fortress on top of it. I am so proud of what I've managed to achieve today, and I will be streaming adding interiors to all of these buildings over on Twitch, as well as many more big projects on the InfinityCraft server. But I think that just about wraps up this episode. So, as always, my name has been Void Doctor. I hope you all enjoyed today's episode on the InfinityCraft server. If you did and feel inclined to do so, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share, as it helps out the channel a bunch. And I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye for now.